Welcome in, boys and girls. Week 10 is upon us. We have some football going on over in Munich. That's always exciting. Nothing too crazy there. I'm having a annoying morning. Just, fantasy pros just desubmitting some of my rankings that, just chaos all over the place here for me right now. Here in my household. Hopefully, your Sunday morning is going a little bit better than mine. But we are here to go ahead and cover you guys and gals on all of your start sit questions here once this TV stops speaking. And so let's not wait any longer. We have plenty of questionable players out there. We have plenty of questionable start sit stuff to discuss here. We have a few questions already in the chat, so we'll get to that here and just dive right in. Let's just get it out of the way, right? Micah Humphreys, we got start two, Darnell Mooney, Josh Downs, Khalil Shakir, and Nico Collins. Starting it right off hot, right? Nico Collins is a guy that I am definitely starting this week. Says he's expected to play. I would prefer to have some type of pivot option, obviously, Micah. But if not, I feel like he's going to probably play. And if so, it's a great matchup against the Detroit secondary in a game that Houston really probably wants to get right back to what they've been able to do here at the beginning part of the season. So I think I'm going to start Nico Collins for sure. My second would probably be Josh Downs. Josh Downs is going to be in a spot that Flacco's going to want to get the ball out quickly here against the Bills defense. Taron Johnson's usually a pretty solid slot corner, but they've been giving up a little bit more to those interior guys. So I will go Josh Downs and Nico Collins here for you. Then your second one of Ingram and Henry. I'm going to go Evan Ingram. I think that he'll still see a decent volume from Mac Jones. It'll be interesting to see how this breaks out, but I like the spot for Ingram today. And obviously, good morning. Hopefully your morning's better than mine. Like I said, just over here, just ruining my ECR competition by, getting a player who's out stuck in my rankings because, fantasy pros. Love it. Gotta love it. Steeler Nation 808. It's probably me, honestly. To tell you the truth, I'm probably doing something wrong. Who knows what it is, but something. Steeler Nation, do I start Eckler or Brian Thomas in my flex full PPR? I would go Austin Eckler. Now, I'm not super in on the Jaguars. I do like Evan Ingram still, like I just mentioned. Tight end position's a crapshoot. So I'm still in on Evan Ingram for sure. Brian Thomas Jr., I am a little bit less in on. I want to see this offense with Mac Jones. I think Austin Eckler is in a good spot. No Brian Robinson. We saw that last week. He still had a pretty solid week himself there with Austin Eckler being kind of the primary guy. You'll still see some Chris Rodriguez. You'll still see some McNichols. But I do think that Austin Eckler's in a good spot this week, even though it's a tough game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're welcome, Micah. That's what I'm here for. Ultimately, whether Fantasy Pros is over here messing me up and ruining my life, I'm here to help you make your life easier. And that's all that matters. And I can still do that, despite what Fantasy Pros did to me this morning. But either way, Will Turner on X. Good morning. Good morning. I need one flex and 1 point PPR between Calvin Ridley, Jalen Waddle, Bucky Irving, and Jawan Jennings. Ooh, spicy. I'm going to go Jawan Jennings here for you, Will. I like the spot for him and all of the 49ers receivers against Tampa Bay today. I know it's supposed to be a little bit rainy down there in Florida, but I still like Jawan Jennings. I want it to be Jalen Waddle. Good matchup. Issue is it's the Dolphins, and we have seen the Dolphins this year, and it's not very good. So I'm going to avoid that there if I can, which I can, and go with Jawan Jennings. Yones Yellow Gloves, Hopkins, Stevens, or Cooper at my flex. I would go Hopkins here. I don't know if Amari Cooper plays, to be honest. And if he does, I don't know how limited he'll be with that wrist injury that's still cast. Did with a hard cast. At least that's the last I saw. So you're welcome, Steeler Nation. Kyle, Dean, Stark, Kincaid, or Cade Otton. I'd go Cade Otton still. I'm leery on Kincaid. I know he's probably going to be one of the primary targets, but we've seen that all year, kind of, and it hasn't really been there. So I would go with Cade Otton, who's given us that stability and proof that he is truthfully an elite target for the Buccaneers and is going to get that usage, especially near the red zone. So I would go with Cade Otton there, Kyle. Don't overthink it too much there. As much as I want it to be Dalton Kincaid, I don't think that's the answer. Jonathan Hare, Tyreek Hill, or DeAndre Hopkins. So I have Tyreek Hill ranked higher. I think Tyreek Hill, if he plays, has a better opportunity than DeAndre Hopkins, who does get moved, but we'll still see probably a plethora of Patrick Surtain. So I'm going to lean to Tyreek Hill here. Now, the caveat is I'm going to want some type of pivot, whether that's, I don't know, another Miami Dolphins player, whether that is a Rams player. I don't know. Depends what's out there on your wire, but I would like to have some type of player to pivot to if possible, just in case Tyreek Hill does go inactive. We've seen it, especially this year. James, torn between TJ and Hill and White on the other tight end, or the other tight end in flex. I would probably go Taysom Hill here, James, for sure. And then I would definitely do Rachaad White in the flex spot. Rachaad White's going to be viable. He's going to get the passing work. He gets the easy touches there. He's been getting the red zone work. Like, Rachaad White for me is still a better player than Bucky Irving for fantasy at this point in time, unless it's really a positive matchup for the Buccaneers where they may be running a ton, which they still can do against San Francisco. But I still think Rachaad White will probably lead that backfield in fantasy points today. And probably more than TJ Hockenson. Despite that, I like Hockenson. I think I'm still giving it a little bit for him. Give him a couple more weeks to break it in. Kyle, Cousins or Stroud? I would go Kirk Cousins. I like that matchup for them against New Orleans. James, Addison or Cooper in flex? Cooper or Tillman rest of the season? I like Addison this week over Amari Cooper. Again, I don't know if Amari Cooper is going to play, truthfully. So that decision may be made for you pretty easily. And as far as Cooper or Tillman, I would lean Amari Cooper. Tillman's schedule gets a little tough here down the stretch. So we'll see if that's a true breakout or kind of was just taking advantage of easy matchups. So I'm going to probably lean Cooper the rest of the season. But again, it's going to be if he gets on the field. Like, this injury is a big hindrance, especially for a player that needs to get some chemistry with Josh Allen. So pick your poison, I guess. You want the tougher schedule with the player who's performing, or potentially the easier schedule with a player who could become definitely much more than what Cedric Tillman. Well, I can't even say that. Cedric Tillman's been elite, basically, production-wise here in the last few weeks. So I would probably lean Cooper, though, just a touch, just because I'm thinking upside's a little bit better from Cooper once the matchups get a little bit tougher for Cedric Tillman. We also want to see them go away from Jameis, which would really hurt Cedric Tillman. Just saying. I don't know. Not for sure, but I'm just saying if they did, it could potentially definitely kill Cedric Tillman. Where we know Josh isn't going anywhere as long as Cooper can get on the field. Chance, we got PPR flex, Hunter Henry or Keenan Allen. No pivot from Hill if he can't go. So you're not playing Tyreek Hill and you want to play one of these, if that's going to be your approach, which I get. I would say Hunter Henry would probably be my call, Chance. I'd really try to who plays later? Are they both 1 o'clock games? Oh yeah, they're playing each other. Duh. Yeah, I'd probably go Hunter Henry. Steeler Nation, Cade Otton or Hockenson? Cade Otton. Much of what I mentioned earlier. I think you were still here, Steeler Nation, but the volume's been there. Kind of elite type of volume there at the tight end position. Likely to probably find the end zone would be Otton more than Hockenson for me this week. Gormstorm, Khalil Shakir. Pretty easily. Whether Cooper's in or not, Khalil Shakir kind of is what makes that offense move. Indianapolis can be thrown on very, very easily. They can also be ran on. So I do expect a lot of points kind of from the Bills for their fantasy assets. DJ Moore still just, it's, yeah, I wish it was better, but it's not. So yeah, Khalil Shakir. Elandra, Waddle, Ridley, or Bucky Irving. I'd probably go Bucky. I know I just said Rachaad White's likely the better point getter, but Irving will still probably be a viable flex player. Both these players will be each week. So I'd probably go Bucky Irving. Ridley with probably Will Levis is not like a mixture I want to trust just yet. It was great with Mason Rudolph, but Levis, we guys want to see it still. And yeah, we know what Jalen Waddle is. So at this point in time, sadly. So I'd take the safety of Bucky Irving, and you are welcome, Steeler Nation. All right, let me roll back. I got a couple old questions here I want to grab quickly here. Henry on X, Baker, Rodgers, or Stafford. I would go Stafford there. Or yeah, we'll go Stafford. Close. Miami's a little bit of a tough defense for quarterbacks, but also Henry on X. Would you play BTJ or wait to see if Nico sits and play Tank Dell? I'd wait for Nico in this. Henry. We've got DV, pick 2 scoring, Dobbins, Shakir, Dell, or Waddle would be Shakir and Dell. Zach Anderson, pick 2, Jonathan Taylor, D Swift, and Dobbins would be JT and Swift. Or Zach Anderson on X. Let's see here. Corey's got one. Need to go for the boom, half PPR, Kyler or Darnold. Boom and Darnold. It's not a normal sentence, but I would go Darnold, flex, Tyreek, Sutton, or Irving would be Tyreek and Irving. Good morning, Rachel. How are you? Javonte Williams or Rico Dowdle? For Rachel here, I would go Rico Dowdle. Javonte might make me eat my words, but I don't really think so. It's a stout Kansas City defense. Not going to really get the ground game going a ton. And so unless it's through the air, I don't know if Javonte does a ton of damage. Maybe not. Denver surprises every now and then against Kansas City. We've seen it in the past, but I think Rico probably has your best bet there, Rachel. Steeler Nation, last one. Eagles or Chargers? I would probably go Chargers. Yeah, I'd probably go Chargers. Well, maybe the Eagles. I like. Go with the Eagles. Cooper Rush, yeah, I'd go there. Yolanda, you are welcome. All right, let's see what else we got here. Scrolling back here on X. Sorry, Justin Anderson, no tight end league. Should I start Eckler or Cade Otton? I'd still go Cade Otton. I think he's got a good spot there for you, Justin. Melanie, Jennings, Addison, or Cooper for the flex spot. I would go Addison there. E30, Bucky Irving, or Lad McConkey. I would go Lad there. Tyson Campbell, Calvin Ridley, or Jawan Jennings. I would go Jennings. Let's see here. Dagan Haas on X, Ricky Parcell, Rachaad White, Jawan Jennings, pick 2. I would go White and Jennings there. Cy 22 ups on X. Full PPR, Parker Washington or Taysom Hill. I would go Taysom Hill there. Cy, full PPR, Parker Washington, Mostert, or Rashad White. I would go Rashad White there, Cy. Pepe Flores on X. Start Dowdle or Rashad White and trade JSN and ETN for Daniels. My quarterback is Herbert. I would go White and Victor on X. Waddle or D Hop would be D Hop for me. Eric BTDR, Jaden Daniels, or Brock Purdy. I like Daniels today. I'm not overly worried. I mean, it's a tough matchup against the Steelers, don't get me wrong. But I think Jaden Daniels will still have a solid day. Let's see here. Tony Odunze, Johnston, or Williams for my last flex spot. Any other changes? So we got Aaron Jones in. You had Henry play, Downs, Flowers, Samuel. So I'd play Jennings over a Dunze here, Tony. Other than that, it looks pretty solid, Tony. Let's see here. A little bit slower morning, and it's a pretty typical thing for when you get the these London games tend to slow this down a little bit, but let's see if we got any of the inactives coming out. Those will probably come out sooner than later. Nothing just yet. Let's see here. Look, the Giants are in scoring position. That never happens. Let's see here. Questions really died down a little bit. Answered a lot this morning. Oh, we got one here. Kalu, half PPR, Alec Pierce or Ricky Pearsall. I would go Pierce here. Kalu. Oh, there's Tyrone Tracy in the end zone. It's a plus. That's a plus. Always love Tyrone Tracy getting in the end zone. Let's see. All right. CMZ, Hudaflex, Mostert, Ray Davis, Laporta, Taysom, Hill. I would go Hill here. Fantasy pedestrian, Bo Nix versus KC or Kyler versus the Jets. As tough as it sounds, I would go Kyler in this situation. G-Reg, Hopkins, or Eckler full PPR. I would go Hopkins. Tim Wenz, Dobbins, or Connor. I would go Dobbins here for you, Tim. Nate, Nico, or Darnell Mooney. I would go Nico. Sit one between Shakir, Mooney, and Otten would be Mooney. Steelers got one more, Harris or Dobbins. I'd go J.K. Dobbins here. Really close, but I lean J.K. For you there, Steeler. December flex spot, CMC, Hunt, or Swift. CMC. What I've heard is it's going to be full on CMC, which full on CMC has running back one upside. So again, these are reports, and we've seen plenty of them not be fully accurate. So maybe take that with a grain of salt, but I still lean CMC. Way too much upside in Christian McCaffrey if they unleash him fully. George, Taysom Hill, or Jonnu Smith. I would go Taysom Hill there. George. Fantasy football guy, Debo or Drake London. I would go Drake London. I would go Debo there. Really close, but I'm going to lean Debo Samuel. Brett, good morning, Brett. Survivor, avoiding LAC and Minnesota because they're too popular. What do you think of Atlanta or Chicago? If I had to pick, it'd be Atlanta. I'm not going to trust Chicago against New England. I know it. New England's not uberly great, but Chicago's also just Chicago. So if you want to get dicey, go with Atlanta. Would be probably my play there, Brett. Start Komet or Ingram for Tez Walker season. I don't know if that's ever happened. Poor Tez. But I would go Ingram there. Chendrick, Mondre Stevenson, or David Montgomery. I would go Mondre there. You are welcome, Steeler Nation. Let's see here. Bryce Harris, Bucky Irving, or Rico Dowdle. I would go Dowdle there for you, Bryce. Smith, Josh Downs, or Darnell Mooney would be Downs for me there. Flex, Travis Etienne, or Ricky Parcell would be Etienne. Brandon Ish, Brian Thomas Jr., or Addison would be Addison for me. Sean, that's a trade. We're not going to deal with that one. Greg, PPR Flex, pick one, Bucky Irving, Jennings, or Jamal Williams would be Jennings. Let's see here. Corey Radford, start Eckler, McLaurin, or Smith. I would go McLaurin. If you had to sit one, McCaffrey, Gibbs, or Smith, would be Smith. Oh, watching Chuba Hubbard shred the Giants is really annoying me, even more than normal, because he's one of those players that didn't get moved to where they were supposed to be. So that's where we are here. In case you didn't hear, I got dun, 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 dun. All right, let's see here. We've got David here. Trade offer. Peeps, why are you sending me trade offers? Dylan, Rico Dowdle, Jalen Waddle, Javonte Williams, or Rashad White. I would go Rashad White here. In full PPR. Who to start at quarterback, Goff, Herbert, or Stafford. I would go Jared Goff there. Neil Sullivan, non-PPR, Rashad White, DJ Moore. I would go Rashad White there. Neil. Let's see here. A little slow this morning. Let's see here. Ooh, Bryce Young scampering. That is fun. Slow day, folks. You gotta show up and give me something to talk about, right? You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's because I have just made you all better fantasy players. Don't have to ask me questions. Maybe. Put myself out of a job, right? Let's see here. Any other questions we can find that I missed earlier? John Chincock, Taysom Hill, or Kyle Pitts? I would go Taysom Hill here. Dowdle or Mozart for GLC would be Mozart. Rudy Woodward. Better rebuilding for Dynasty. I guess we can handle this. would be Njoku. Kenneth, who do I start? We got that one over with already. Murray, Goff, or Stafford. I would go Goff here for Chuck. All right, let's see what time we at. 11:32. We should get the inactives and actives. Let's see. Some of them should be rolling in here soon. Let's see here. All right, we got another one here for Ty Campbell, Waddle, or Ramondre full PPR. I'm going to go Ramondre. I like that spot. I know it's Chicago, a little tough against the run, but I do think that we can get some involvement here from him in the passing game, much like we saw last week against Tennessee. Upper hand, personal finance, Kirk or Baker. That'd be Christian Kirk for me. Upper hand. Let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. Slow morning here on the sit dilemmas. Start or sit one, McLaurin, Dobbins, or Ramondre. Ramondre there. Rashad White or Waddle. I would say Rashad White for Fantasy Burner on X. Lineup decision for Bear down, DeAndre Hopkins, Darnell Mooney, or Waddle. I would go Mooney there. Scroll through, make sure we got everybody's questions. Oh, TR, I totally missed you. See, this is why I do this. Devontae Smith or Shakir. That was a close one, TR. Shakir. I gotcha. Last second scroll saves the day. I've got another one we missed here from Teddy W. PPR, Aaron, Tua, Goff, or Mahomes would be Mahomes. And then Eckler, Monty, or Jennings would be Eckler. Pete Jamison, Goddard, or Noah Brown. I'd go Noah Brown there. Cousins, Stafford, or Rogers would be Cousins as well, Pete. Chuba Hubbard touchdown. It's a plus. All right, let's see here. Kathy, good morning, Kathy. Pick one full PPR, Caleb Williams, Stroud, or Drake May. I will go Stroud there for you, Kathy. I like the spot against Detroit. Likely to have Nico Collins back. Should help him tremendously. Morning, David. How are you? Need one running back, one wide receiver, one flex. Options are Cook, Connor, Swift, Irving, Pickett, DJ Moore, Mooney, and Ridley. So I'd probably go Cook and Swift as my running back and my flex. And then I would go George Pickens as my wide receiver, David. Non-PPR, Laporta has been really tough to play lately. Agreed. So we've got Taysom Hill, Laporta, or Jonnu Smith for Tyler on X. I am going Taysom Hill. Alrighty, let's see. Oh, John. Good morning, John. Pick 2 PPR league: Debo, Tyreek, and Smitty. I appreciate you too, John. I would go Debo for sure, and I would probably go Tyreek. All right. So Keon Coleman, Amari Cooper, both are inactive for the Bills. In case you've not seen that yet and you are tuning in, Greg Dulcich yet again out for the Broncos. Jaguars, just Trevor Lawrence. Kind of knew that was coming in. Juju, CEH for the Chiefs. Patriots. Jeez, can't speak. Tyreek Thornton. Nothing crazy there. Jamal Williams, Cedric Wilson for the Saints, and Spencer Rattler. Nothing overly crazy there. Nothing with the Steelers. 49ers. Nope. Bucks. Nothing surprising. Commanders, nothing surprising of those. So nothing too surprising thus far in the inactives that we didn't kind of already expect there. Chad B, Kyler, or Stroud. I would go Stroud for you, Chad B there. Buxton 6, Adonai Mitchell or Mac Hollins. I'm going to go Hollins. I just think it's more likely the Bills offense does better than the Colts against this defense. So I'm going to shy away from Adonai Mitchell in that one. David. Where's Vlad? I don't know where Vlad is. I don't appreciate not being interested. I know I'm not as fun as Vlad, but I give out some good things occasionally. Carlo, good morning. D Hop or Waddle in flex. It would be DeAndre Hopkins for me there, Carlo. Jennings over Debo for my last flex spot. Chris Bright, Jennings or Taysom Hill. That would be Jawan Jennings for me. I've mentioned Jawan Jennings a lot today. So for all of my hopes and insides, I hope that Jawan Jennings does some things today for you folks. Let's see what else we got here. Bear model Mog, CeeDee Lamb, or Brian Thomas Jr. I would go Lamb. I just don't trust BTJ just yet up against a defense with Mac Jones at the helm. Maybe I'll be wrong, but still have him as a flexible player. But I would risk it with CeeDee Lamb as opposed to BTJ in that situation. Fantasy football guy, torn to who to sit from Jonathan Taylor, Mixon, and Breece Hall. That would probably be Hall. That's tough. Probably Mixon there for you. Let's see here. D-Payne, Jalen Waddle, or Calvin Ridley. I'd go Waddle there. That's worth a risk. Mostert or Tyler Algier. I will go Algier here. Popcorn Jennings or Bucky Irving. I would go Jennings there. Let's see here. Nothing surprising with any of the other inactives. Negative. Jason X10, Najee Harris, or Nico. I'll go with Nico. I've seen he's expected to play. I'm ready to be hurt again. Have no pivot options and plan on starting that player. Yeah, that's fine. Why not? Who cares? Right? Injury reporting these years. Let's see here. Jeremy Getz on X, Hopkins or Brian Thomas Jr. would be D Hop for me there, Jeremy. Fantasy Football Fanatic, non PPR, Kamara or Connor. Also says Stacy. Maybe that's supposed to be Tracy, but I think that's a little sales ship there. And we have to drop one for the rest of the season. Brian Thomas or Darnell Mooney. Ooh, that's tough. I guess Mooney. Let's see here. Really slow day. I apologize for everybody that's watching. It's a little slow. Not a ton of questions here. You can shoot any questions over. Anything that you want. While you're here, if you would like to know, this is a new hat. Did make mention I was going to toss that out there, give him a little shout out. It was a very lucrative deal for me, but was able to get this shipped and everything around $20. It's pretty sweet, but it was at Red Zone in the Lab. If you're not following him, check it out. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of different team hats. It's not just the Bills, but it's pretty affordable. I've been looking for a new hat. Found this on here. It's pretty solid. So if you like hats, definitely check at the Red Zone in the Lab on X. It's good follow and post those pictures, those hats. They got a store as well and stuff. So check it out. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You know what I mean? Cody, you're not here for hat. You're here for a start sit question. So Debo over Puka. I am going to go Puka there for you. I think it's going to be a nice game there in Miami. Debo is a strong start against Tampa Bay, but we are going to see them with Jennings back. We'll see kind of a little bit more of a full offense there from the 49ers. So I'll go with Puka, who is likely to be fed plenty of targets this week. Allen's coming back saying he's got Cup, Devontae, Juwan Jennings, and Neighbors. Let's see here. I get it, Cody. You don't have to go there. It's not my store. You're good. Just figured I'd let everybody know where I found it, and that's it. You're here for the start sit stuff. Doesn't bother me. You don't have to be a hat guy, Cody. I'm not going to hold it against you. But I'm going to answer this for you. I'd go Garrett Wilson against Arizona Wilson there, Cody. Chance, if Hill can't go, do you like OBJ or Malik Washington? Probably OBJ. Don't love either, but OBJ would probably be the best beneficiary there from Tyreek Hill not playing. So I would probably go with OBJ there, Chance. We got Alex Galchenyuk. Yeah. I like that little on all Alex there. Used to enjoy me some hockey every now and then. BPJ, McConkey, or Mooney. Full PPR would be Darnell Mooney for me there, Alex. Everybody's busy watching this barn burner here in Munich. Let's see here. Matt Agar, Marvin Harrison, or Ramondre Stevenson. I am going Ramondre over Marvin Harrison. Mason or Laporta for fantasy football X champ would be Laporta there. I don't sound like Jordan Mason likely won't be used a ton. Zach Conger, Najee Harris, or Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon for sure. I know it's a little bit of a tougher matchup, but that's Joe Mixon for sure. Thomas, Tyreek Hill, or McLaurin. I'd go Tyreek Hill there, Thomas. No, it's a little risky, but he'll play. Alex, would you flex BTJ / Lad over Ramondre? All right, let's see what we got going on here. Who to start wide receiver 2, Jawan Jennings or Jordan Addison for Josh Turberry? That would be Jordan Addison for me. I like the spot for him. I know it's a little forecasted some rain there in Jacksonville, but I think they will be all right. Addison should be all right. CD or Hill for Cody? I'd go CD there just to mitigate the chances that Tyreek Hill doesn't play, and Tyreek Hill hasn't been like the Tyreek Hill of past where you really need to get him in your lineup. Obviously, we want to get him in our lineups here, but it's not like a must priority anymore with the lack of production from that team in general. So I would probably say that I'm okay going ahead and pivoting off of that to Lamb, Cody. Let's see here. Let's see here. We got Guy Focas, last position. Who do I start? Jalen McMillan or Mitchell? That would be McMillan. And that's Adonai Mitchell for the folks at home who are keeping score. We got John Neguen on X, Paris or Marvin Harrison Jr., Paracel, Garundo, Odunze Johnson, or Hawkinson pick 2. So I'd probably go Marvin Harrison and Odunze. Dylan, who would you start here in 2 flex spots for PPR? Brian Thomas Jr., Nico McBride, or Cade Otton? Cody. AJ Brown or Deebo Samuel? I would go AJ Brown here. I like the spot for him against Dallas. Yeah, Deebo's in a good spot. I think you can't really go wrong either way, but I think AJ Brown has a little bit more upside than Deebo Samuel this week, especially with CMC returning. And if he's a full go, you might not see the rushing touchdowns from Deebo. Or necessarily the red zone touches as well. You've also got Jennings coming back. A lot of factors to factor in there. Deebo will still get used, but there's more volume, I think, going AJ Brown's way than for Deebo Samuel. Yeah, I mean, I have Debo pretty high, Cody. Where is he? My non messed up rankings because Fantasy Pros hates me. 9. So like I don't dislike Debo Samuel by any means. I just have AJ Brown at 3. So I think it's a good spot for Debo Samuel. And maybe they'll be more right than I am, Cody. You never know. Jonathan Brooks crying. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm not uberly surprised that Chuba Hubbard is doing this. We kind of saw it at the tail half of the season last year, which made him a really good target for us in redraft. I think we just kind of missed the ball, assuming that Jonathan Brooks was going to be ready sooner than he was. And then once it started to elevate and kind of push back a little bit, we're seeing that now. And it makes sense to where they're bringing him back. They're not going to really rush Jonathan Brooks in. And also, you're not going to see a ton of touches. So crying could be a good option, Cody. But we also kind of just want to break it down here and let it ride out at this point. I mean, opposed to unless there's a really good waiver pickup, like just keep him there. We don't know. I mean, we could see Jonathan Brooks come in and the Panthers may be like, oh, yeah, thanks, Chuba Hubbard, and let's split these touches. Could easily happen. So, yeah, it's kind of a little disappointment, but at this point, you've held on this long. Might as well keep holding on, Cody. Unless, like I said, there's a really, really good bench player to go out and grab there. Romeo, what's up, my man? Here. Flex spot, Shakir, White, and Eckler. Khalil Shakir. It's going to happen. It's going to be a good day for Khalil Shakir and the Bills' passing attack against a weak Indy secondary. Ikina Mecca on X, Jameson or Rashad White. I'm going Rashad White here. Jameson Williams is never the easiest start for me. I just a lot of up and down. Cody, agree. I mean, we've held out this long. I have him in a few spots. Might as well see. There's a good potential in this offense that needs a ton of playmakers. Like both could be viable. We could see a Tampa Bay situation, where you're getting a little bit of the ground and pound from Hubbard. Maybe Brooks takes some of the passing work, and you've got a viable flex option weekly. And whoever scores the touchdowns, the really, really viable player that week. So I'd hold on to Jonathan Brooks and just see what we get. We've seen the explosiveness at Texas, so don't rush out of it at this point. We've waited this long, so. Let's see here. We do have some slower questions here. Not much vying in here. We may dip out a little early. FYI. So if you are listening and you got any questions, make sure you get them in there sooner than later. Aaron, I feel like I missed something here. Oh, here we go. Okay. They just came in reverse, Aaron. No worries. Waddle, BTJ, or Pickens. Aaron, I would go George Pickens for you. We've already seen that volume from Russell Wilson to him. It's an easier matchup in the Washington secondary that will not have Lattimore today. Jalen Waddle, yeah, it's a good matchup, but it's meh. And then Brian Thomas Jr., I want to see him with Mac Jones before I really fully slam him in my lineup. If I had nobody else, but if this option allows me to sit BTJ. If I had no one else, I'd still start BTJ, but Pickens is a good start there. Jeff C, 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex. We got Jefferson, Mooney, Pickens, Dell, Moore, Odunze. So the 3 wide receivers would be JJ, Mooney, Pickens. 2 running backs between Gibbs, Dobbins, and Warren would be Gibbs and Dobbins there. And then I would start Dell as my flex player, Jeff. Z Odunze or Jawan Jennings would be Jennings. Kevin Wheeler, Lions or Bears defense? I'll go Bears. Even if the Bears lose the game, they're still going to have a good game because as much as I love Drake May, he is a mini Brett Favre out there slinging at Josh Allen-esque, just throwing interceptions and touchdowns. So you are welcome, Aaron. So the Bears could still win the game or lose the game and get some viable fantasy points for us on the defensive side, which is what we're looking for. Turnovers, touchdowns, all those could happen for the Bears today. Brendan Sweeney, do I sit Debo or London? I would sit London for CMC. Benjamin Hall, who do I start in standard scoring? Najee Harris or Jonathan Taylor? I would be starting Jonathan Taylor today against the Bills. It's a weaker run defense. It's gotten better, but I do think that Jonathan Taylor could have a good day. He has gashed the Bills in the past very horrifically. So I've lived them way too many times. Morning, Kelsey, Tank Dell or Jordan Addison? I would go Tank Dell here. I like both of them, but Tank Dell, the addition of Nico Collins should help Tank Dell even more in what is a bad Detroit secondary. So I would roll with Tank Dell here, Kelsey. Oh, and Chuba Hubbard got tackled in a very terrible way. Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, boy. So, Cody, remember when you said you wanted to cry about, let's go back to it, what to do with Jonathan Brooks? Might be in line for a lot of work because that looked kind of nasty for Chuba Hubbard. Welcome, Kelsey. Anytime. I'm here every Sunday. Feel free to stop by. Let's see here. Nothing Burger, Drake May, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams. I would go Drake May. Fantasy pedestrians, Mooney or Devontae Smith. I would go Mooney there. Okay. Jeremy Ransom, Travis Etienne, or Xavier Hutchinson. Do not start Xavier Hutchinson today unless they say Nico Collins is going to be out because that's his replacement. So if anything, John Mechie gets interesting. But go Travis Etienne there, Jeremy. Cody, I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was just really awkward, and he grabbed at his knee. But either way, there could be, I don't know for sure. He's walking around, so I don't know if it's crazy, crazy bad, Cody, but we never know. So I'm just saying. Injuries could happen in a blink of an eye is all I'm getting at, Cody. Yeah. No panic yet there, but Big Beef, Tua or Daniels. I would go Jaden Daniels there for Big Beef. Let's see here. Rich Harvey, sit one. Cup, AJ Brown, or Gibbs? Sadly, I guess it's Jahmyr Gibbs. That's a tough problem to have. Tough spot this week. Injuries and buys. Who would you start, Parcell or Shepard? I would go with Shepard there for believe in our truce. Not sure. I don't get that, but maybe I'm not cultured enough to know that. Oh, Panthers with an interception. Linebacker interception. Those are always fun. I guess we'll find out now, Cody. Whether or not it's that bad. That's a heck of an interception there. That's pretty wild. Daniel Jones would throw out in front of his receivers, we'd be all right. But, you know. He's back out there. He's fine. He's fine. He just plays for, was it LSU, Old Miss, one of those that keeps, faking their injuries. Let's see here. Really thought Ja'Tavion Sanders was going to do me better this week. He did give me a touchdown today, but he fell off after that. That's a sad day. Panthers couldn't take advantage of it. No one wants to win this game. They're both like trying to give it away. If you're watching, I don't know if you are. If you're not, I'm letting you know. It's rough. All right, let's see here. So Parcell over Demarcus Robinson. I would probably go Parcell. Probably likely to have a little bit more volume there, and a plus matchup. Cass Kissam can start two. Ramondre Pollard, Taysom, Mooney. Seriously leaning towards Taysom and flex Atlanta, but it's risky to tight end. Army knife. My real inflection point is Mondre versus Pollard. Mondre's stat lines are a little skewed by touchdowns. I would go Mondre and Mooney personally, or Mooney and Taysom. Fantasy pedestrian, start two out of ETN, Irving, Rico, and Mason. I would probably go ETN and Rico. Or Irving. Alrighty. Allie, should I start Devonta or Hunt over him? Where are we at here? BJ and Melissa, we got a couple questions here. Baker or Darnold? I would go Darnold, and Hawkinson or Kincaid. I would go Kincaid. For you there, with Cooper out, risk it with Nico Collins or go tank Bigsby. I'm definitely risking that with Nico there. Oh, Ramberts. Cody, favorite movie? Cody, that's a really hard decision. So I don't watch many movies anymore. I have a 2-year-old, so Frozen, Monsters Inc., all those are on my TV most times than not. But I would say so probably in the past, I don't know. I don't really have a favorite. I'm not like a favorite kind of guy. I like a plethora of things, Cody. Any good comedy movie gets me going, gets the blood going. Always like those good old superhero movies, Avengers, Batman, things of those sorts. Typical nerd type things. But yeah, it's hard to pick my favorite. Really can't do that, Cody, because I don't really have one. JT Money, Rashad White or Mac Hollins? I would go Rashad White there, JT. Don't fall into Mac Hollins. It's not really a trap, but like it could not be as good as we hope. So I would go Rashad White. I think he will be plenty targeted in this game as well out of the backfield. Goddard or Ingram? I would go Ingram with Mac Jones. I think honestly, Mac Jones helps Ingram more than the rest of those receivers. So I would go with Ingram over Goddard. Dynasty contender who's had some rough luck at quarterback. Yeah, that's a little rough. Would you buy Carr and give Coker and Hollywood? No, it's not even worth it, Cody. Just ride it out. Derek Carr is not the answer for your situation at the moment. I know you're a contender, but it will get better. Kyler's schedule gets a little better. We might see Anthony Richardson again, especially the Bills lay a lollop here on the Colts. Maybe not, but Caleb and Kyler will get a little better. Also, don't forget, you don't have to always start a second quarterback. I don't. At least that's me. It's better to, obviously, if you can, Cody, get to your roster to that point. But in this situation, I'm not giving up. I mean, not that Coker and Hollywood are crazy assets, but like still more upside than Derek Carr long term for you, Cody. Antonio on X picks 3 out of Terry McLaurin, Cup, Dell, and Devontae Smith. I would sit Smith here. Whoops. That's not English. Delete that one. Still sit Smith. But still, good old English. You're welcome, Cody. Yeah, I'm just not a proponent in buying the mid-level quarterbacks when I already have 4, Cody. So it's tough luck. I get it. But I think you'll be fine with Caleb and Kyler here once the schedule kind of turns a little bit. Also, Carr's like not the guy. If you can get somebody else, that's what I would do. I would try to dangle Dak or AR or Kyler or something and try to get a better option than Derek Carr. Sutton or D Hop for Randy Moe's leg. That is D Hop for me. I'm not super in on D Hop as everybody else, at least at FTN, but I still like D Hop today over Cortland Sutton. Much easier matchup for him, even though he might see some Surtain. Because Sutton's going to get the bulk load of the Kansas City Chiefs defense, which has been a tough defense to do anything against. And I'm sure with Bo Nix being a rookie, we'll see plenty of mistakes. All right. Well, it is 12:20. Oh, I was trying to buy Stafford from the same guy, but he's not budging. Yeah, like, I mean, if I was taking my choice, I want Stafford as well, Cody, from that choice. But like I said, maybe try for, I don't know. Let me think here. Hold on. Let's just do this the easy way. 1 second. Yeah. So like maybe look at like the Jared Goffs of the world. Justin Herbert's even not that bad. I'd say Lawrence, but like Lawrence might be done for the year. Baker. I know Baker though might be tough because he's having a good season. He still doesn't hold a ton of fantasy value. The person who didn't take the 3 first should be the one that's being laughed at here. I get it. Like Jaden Daniels is great, but like we had the same hype with CJ Stroud, and now you can't even trade CJ Stroud for like Josh Allen. So like, I think that you would have been overpaying for 3 firsts. So ultimately, Cody, I think at the end of it, you'll have the better side of that deal. But yeah, try for the Cousins, like Tua even. I really don't love Tua, but like Cousins, Mayfield, Herbert, Goff, like see if you can get one of them with Dak Prescott maybe. Prescott's got a contract. Like someone might go in on that, especially if they're like kind of a rebuilding mid-level team that's not truly contending. Cody, that might be my path there, is use Dak and move on to one of those mid-tiered guys. All right, 12:25. Yeah, we're gonna shut her down here. It's been a slower morning, anyways. I don't want to continue to bore people with the lack of questions. So if you do have questions and you are watching and you have not gotten them in yet, feel free to head on over. I will continue to answer the questions on X on my thread, all the way up to 1 the best I can. Until then, and then we'll be back next week. So you're welcome, Cody. We'll be back next week, same time, same place, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, to answer all of your questions that you need answered and hopefully get us some wins. So hopefully the advice given out today is solid and we get some wins for us and continue our quest for those fantasy championships. Between now and then, definitely check out ftnfantasy.com, as well as following all their socials at FTN Fantasy, as well as follow me at PopesFFH. I link everything that I do over there, so be easy to get to it. But check out at ftnfantasy.com for sure. Check it out, subscribe, get access to the Discord chat, all the fun stuff. So definitely do that. And until next week, good luck, and hopefully we get some of those W's out there for you all. Take care.